Hello, I'm Karen Adams of Rather Good Limited, and today I want to talk to you about mindfulness. Actually, I want to talk to you about why mindfulness is useful, even if you think it's a load of cobblers, because the way everyone has presented it to you is as this sort of mystical, wonderful, amazing thing, like meditation, except, apparently with some practical applications that no one's really bothered to tell you about. Well, unfortunately, there is a lot of data saying mindfulness is useful, so it does seem like you might want to learn it. But the good news, you already know it. You already use it. You already have experience of mindfulness in your life, which is very reassuring. Anyway, I'll tell you what it looks like so you can spot it if it happens to you again. You know those moments where you're really focused on something, where you wind up looking at your hand and seeing all the different walls and the skin and the colour and the shape and the way your joints work and how it's actually kind of magical. One time when I was at school, I got a homework assignment for art where I had to draw an orange. And I was looking at it and I realised that actually the orange is full of these little teardrop shaped juice bags, which is kind of amazing. But all of these things, all of these realisations when you get absorbed in the details of something, all of that's mindfulness. Those moments where you go outside and you take a deep breath and you smell the air and you feel the wind on your skin, or any of those things, all of those, they're moments of mindfulness that you experience in your life. So, the good news is you already experience mindfulness. And now that you know what that really looks like, what that already looks like in your life, you actually know now that you have access to mindfulness if you want to use it again in the future. You can take that feeling and apply it to something that you're looking at the moment. If you feel your thoughts going into a spiral of things that you don't want, you can take a moment and just find a thing to look at and ask yourself about more details. Look at it more carefully. Figure out what there is to know about it. Find out that the plastic that you thought was smooth actually has all these little marks in it. Or, I don't know. It doesn't even matter. The point is that you can experience it. There's plenty of ways to access it, and you can do it whenever you like. The second thing about mindfulness is actually, it can be surprisingly good fun. Because when you notice a moment, when you're actually in the moment, you can notice things about it that enable you to really sink into the enjoyment of it, rather than worrying about the future. One slightly bizarre example is the roller coaster and how that fits into enjoying slightly more mundane things in your life. When you're on a roller coaster, the first part of it is quite slow. You're going up and up and up a long incline until you get to the point where you have the top and then the drop. For that part at the beginning where you're just chuntering up the hill, and you can feel the rotation of the wheels underneath the car. You can hear the creaking and jarring of the car as it moves. And yes, you might be feeling some trepidation and things in the background, but for the most part, you're in the moment and you're very viscerally experiencing being in that roller coaster car, having those physical sensations of the wind and the engine and whatever's going on. You can feel it. An interesting observation I made a while after this was when I was on an escalator and I realised that actually if I just stood on one tread, felt the wheels and the juddering as the escalator moved upwards, it actually felt an awful lot like being on a roller coaster. Admittedly without the terrifying, hilarious, exhilarating bit when you get to the other end, but actually it was funny in itself. It added the amusement factor that you could actually have some experience of a roller coaster ride on something as mundane as an escalator. And when you notice little things like that, you can start to have a lot more fun in your life, because there's a lot more odd little observations that are quite entertaining. And when you look at them, you can enjoy your life a lot more. So there you are. Mindfulness. Very useful because science says so. Something you've already experienced because you're human. And something that can create more fun in your life. Because at least that's how it worked for me. Any comments or questions, stick them in the comments below or contact me at rathergoodcoaching.com. Take care. Cheerio.